Hal finds the Green Lantern ring with an almost dead lantern. He's given this ring, so also the responsibility that comes with it. How will Hal use this power? Hello, Anytime here. Today, I will show you the recap of a 2009 anime titled Green Lantern. First flight, spoiler alert, watch out and take care. Hal prepares to travel to space. He's at Ferris. As you all know, about Hal's joking and jovial manner, Carol is disturbed about him and warns him that for the first time, he should be serious, and there should not be any surprise because he's almost at the blink of destruction. Carol tells him if he goes a step down, it's the end. On the other hand, Abin Sur, the 1215 Green Lantern representative, traveled down to Earth, and on his way, his plane crashed. The plane slides through the rock, and he figures he's dying. He asks his ring to find the next representative to take the ring. Suddenly, at Ferris, they see a green light shine on them. When the light stops, Carol and her team go to where Hal's rocket is, but it's nowhere to be found. They see the building has broken and the rocket is gone. On the other hand, Hal wonders why his rocket is flying. He's unable to figure out what is happening. Comes out through the door, and he sees his rocket flying on a green light. The plane stops in front of Abin Sur. He sees the man who's almost dead. He quickly goes down to meet the man, and he tries to carry him for emergency care. But he tells him he doesn't need it. He says he will die, and his time is up. He says the ring brought him, and the ring wants him. The ring flies to Hal, and Hal tries to touch it, but the ring refuses him. The ring enters his hands, and he sees a green wrapper covering his body. He could feel the power. Abin Sur tells him he's from the Green Lanterns and works for the Guardians. He tells him the Guardians will find him. Immediately, Abin Sur's plane explodes, and Abin Sur dies. However, the green ring flies Hal above the fire. At Ferris, you can wonder about their shock. All the team stands together, thinking and determining what had happened, while Carol gives her testimony. Suddenly, they all see a green wire dragging the rocket and Hal back. As the green light stops, everyone, including Carol, goes there to welcome Hal. Sometimes later, Hal, exploring his green light powers, tells Carol that he's going on a journey, although he doesn't know when he will get back. As they talk, he notices some green light coming toward him, and he ends the call. 3 members of the Green Lantern Corps appear to him. They ask him about Abin Sur, and he tells them he's dead. They find out what they felt is true, and they ask him for Abin Sur's body, but he says the body exploded. Suddenly, one of the men attacks him and attempts to take the ring, but he uses his ring to hit him off. The other 2 attempt to attack him, but he fights back. He's weaker than them, so he's pinned by their powers. Another member of the Green Corps, Sinestro, arrives. He acknowledges that Hal has been trying to get hold of the ring without a manual. He urges the others to release Hal, and he introduces them as Boudica, the female, Tamar Ray, and Kilowog, the one who first attacked him. Sinestro tells him they are the members of the Green Lantern Corps, a corps created by the Guardians, the Securers of Earth. He tells them Abin Sur had informed him that Guardians would come for him, and Sinestro tells them the Guardians are at planet Oa, and they are taking him there. They warn him that he doesn't have a choice, and that if the Guardians do not approve him, he has no right to hold that ring. They create an imaginary rocket. In the rocket, Boudica tells them they use the transport he's humanly used to because they think he may not be used to their means of transportation, for he will be comfortable. Upon arriving at planet Oa, he meets the Guardians. One of them, Ganthet, tries to talk to him about the responsibility of being a Green Lantern and about the fact that they are sure he can't use the ring excellently. Another one, Ranakar, who's disinterested in humans, tells the others that the conversion isn't needed, and the issue isn't whether or not Hal can use the ring. He has gotten how to use the ring, so the major issue is that they can't relate with humans. He says humans are evil, not their interest in war and making bad decisions. Humans are bad decision makers, and there's no way they can risk such things in humans. He reminds them that they all know the atrocities humans have done, and even if they have forgotten, Hal can remind them. At this point, Hal is tired of their ranting and talks about him bringing a human. He tells them he doesn't want the responsibility, and it was forced on him, so if they do not want him, they should take away the ring and let him go. This makes them realize that the ring can never be put into the hands of an undeserving person. They remember that the ring will only enter the hands of someone deserving, and since it entered Hal's hand, he deserves it. At this point, Sinestro intervenes. He says he will train Hal and know if Hal is deserving, and everyone will be sure. The Guardians vote about this, and they agree that Sinestro is right. They give Sinestro all authority over Hal, and Sinestro tells Hal he now belongs to him. Sinestro takes Hal to the Green Lantern's major power source. He tells Hal if he thinks about the name of the ring in his hands, which is 1251, he will get all the information he needs from the lantern. Hal shifts far from the lantern and puts his hand forward. He's getting what he needs, but Sinestro pushes him to the lantern and he screams in pain. As he finishes, Sinestro says he's shocked that Hal's hands didn't fry and says their next duty is to avenge for Abin Sur's death by finding his killer, Kutch. He leaves for a planet called Kanmendo with Sinestro. Planet Sinestro says it belongs to the world people on Earth. Sinestro says he loves humans, and he loves the radical ways humans work. Compared to the Guardians who are lovers of peace, humans love war and violence, and peace and law can only be put to the world in the presence of war. As they reach Kanmendo, they stop at a bar he calls La Bella's. At La Bella, they see a bouncer, Bollywart, stopping some little creatures from entering. They go to meet Bali. Although Sinestro warns Hal not to do anything that will destroy his investigation, they ask Bali about Kutch, but Bali says he doesn't know where Kutch is. Sinestro hits Bali and tells him if he sees Kutch, he should come to him straight. He enters the bar, and Hal notices how the creatures look at them. Hal tells Sinestro they should come undercover, but Sinestro says it won't be the work. They meet La Bella, and Sinestro tortures La Bella to tell him where Kutch is. La Bella insists she doesn't know, and despite of Hal's pleas that Sinestro should release La Bella, Sinestro refuses. So Hal releases her. Kutch arrives by himself and asks his people to shoot at Hal and Sinestro while he runs away. Hal puts protection around them, and Sinestro runs after Kutch. They fight until Kutch finds his way into a river, where he escapes. On the other hand, one of the warriors throws a bomb at Hal's protection. He breaks his way into the water, and he swims till he coincidentally finds Kutch. He fights Kutch and subdues him. He takes Kutch to Sinestro, who attacks Hal immediately for disobeying his laws and making him lose his face in the bar. The other lanterns arrive, and they leave with Sinestro. Only Boudica bothered to ask if Hal is fine. During their lunch, Boudica sits beside Hal and explains that they are really looking for Kanjar Ro, Kutch's boss. She communicates with her ring to tell him Kanjar's mission and how Kanjar stole the yellow element which the Guardians have created. Sinestro kills Kutch to get information about Kanjar. The Guardians get angry at him, and Hal notices the Guardians do not like killing. They all go to raid Kanjar, and during the mission, it's shown that Sinestro has betrayed the Guardians, and he knows how Kanjar stole the element. However, Kanjar refuses to tell him despite their partnership. When it's time to raid Kanjar's plane, Hal gets there first and he is knocked out. Sinestro arrives and kills Kanjar because he doesn't want Kanjar to expose him. He tells the Guardians that Hal killed Kanjar, so Hal is stripped of his ring. As Hal prepares to leave, he meets with Boudica and Kilowog while Sinestro goes to wake Kanjar's body to find the yellow element. Hal asks Boudica and Kilowog to go to the morgue, and they find Sinestro, who claims he was working in secret because he thinks there are traitors among them. His reason doesn't go well with Kilowog, so Boudica hits Kilowog and Hal, revealing that she's working with Sinestro. She allows Sinestro to leave for Quard to find the yellow energy. She stays to fight Hal and Kilowog, and Hal tricks her into destroying Kanjar's yellow staff, and it explodes. She goes in the explosion. Meanwhile, Sinestro goes to Quard, where he meets the Weaponers, and he takes control of the yellow energy by wearing its ring. 3 lanterns come to warn him, but he kills them. At the headquarters, Kilowog tells the Guardians that they have been betrayed, but they refuse to believe. They watch as the rings from 3 lanterns fall on them, and Sinestro arrives with the yellow energy. Sinestro asks them to give their powers, but when they refuse, the yellow energy destroys the green energy. All the lanterns all over the space die, and their rings falls on the Guardians. Hal gets his ring back, but there's no more energy. He angrily breaks into the energy wall, and he finds the green energy. He swallows all of it and goes to confront Sinestro. He defeats Sinestro, who falls in front of the Guardians, and Kilowog breaks his yellow ring. However, Hal has used up his energy, and he's about to fall. Kilowog goes to save him and brings him back. Later, the Guardians repair the energy core and they meet later. They say that in their last encounter, they noticed the greatest betrays can come from trusted people, so is the greatest courage. They allow Hal to lead the Lanterns in their pledges, and Hal returns to Earth as the movie ends. Thanks for watching the recap. Kindly subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post the next recap. See you next time.